Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. I feel like this is one of those videos that I'm really excited about making because first of all, I've made like maybe 2-3 videos at the very least in the past about this 400Z, sort of talking about the specs of the car, what it could look like. But there's a difference between talking about what a car could look like versus what it actually does look like. And funnily enough, we're looking at a prototype, so it actually still could change. However, the odds of it changing drastically are very slim. This is probably how this car is going to end up looking when it's in production. So I'm going to compare this car to the 370Z, which was its predecessor, as well as the Toyota Supra, which is another car that's sort of in the same price range, sort of has similar features. The engines are quite similar as well. So I figured it'd make for a pretty decent comparison. Of course, if you guys are looking forward to this 400Z like I am, definitely like this video. Subscribe so you can stay up to speed on all the latest content that I have coming out. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Again, I'm not really putting much stock or much weight in actually achieving that goal, but it's just something that gives me some sort of it gives me something to go off of, something to work towards, right? So if you guys do really like my content, definitely subscribe, definitely like the video. If you guys are returning, thank you guys, because I feel like seeing you guys comment and seeing you guys like and share this video really keeps me going. And it's something that I really enjoy, so I feel like it makes me keep going even more than I normally would. Without further ado, let's start up the video. So I could make it one of those videos where it's like, okay, so this car is a 3-liter V6 engine that puts out 300 plus horsepower, and just talk about the numbers. But I kind of don't want to do that this time around. I do want to still compare it to the 370Z and the Supra, which I will do. However, I kind of want to talk about the aesthetic, the look of this car, how the car sounds, because it has a pretty nasty engine sound, which you guys are going to hear in a little bit. What makes this car better or worse than its predecessor and then one of its main competitors. So I'm going to start off with the front end. But by the way, if you do actually want the specs of this vehicle, you can check the top corner there, because I have more than enough videos for you to watch where I talk about the specs of this car. So going back to the front end of this vehicle, I have to say that I actually kind of like the headlights. I was going to say taillights, but I actually like the headlights. There's nothing that like stands out. There's nothing that's crazy about them, but I feel like they did a pretty reasonable job as far as the design goes. From the side, they look so much better than from the front. However, even from the front, they really don't look that bad at all. Something that I'm not that much of a fan of is the grille, because it's just really big, and it's like bigger than the 370Z for comparison. And I'm not sure whether this is going to carry over into the 400Z that is like mass produced for everyone, because generally, at least the general idea is when companies put out like, this is the official unveiling, there's like a huge gap between then and production. And so there's still going to be a lot of testing of these cars, which are the prototypes that have come out. And then by the time that the actual production starts, so mass production starts, you're gonna have a car that's slightly different. So now, moving on to the rear end of this car, again, it's a tribute to the Fair Lady. So that's the 240Z Datsun from back in the day. So they more or less copied those exact same taillights from the Datsun 240Z. And again, we sort of knew that's what was gonna happen. So it's not much of a shock if you guys are aware of this, which you should be if you watch my content, because I've mentioned this before. Now let's actually check out what this car sounds like. Lastly, I'm going to compare it to the Supra, which I'm really not that impressed with the Supra compared to the 400Z, because I remember there was a point when I was like hyping up the Supra like crazy, and it was a bit of a letdown. It wasn't stick shift. They essentially just like took BMW parts and just threw them into the Supra and like shoved it down people's throats. And I feel like, especially for car guys or people who sort of were raised on the older Supra, this newer one really wasn't that impressive. Again, this is my point of view, so granted, I feel like I have a lot of friends who've been like, yeah, they're all about the Supra, they love it even though it's not stick shift. But I feel like if you want a driver's car, you want a driver's car. You want a car that's stick shift, that doesn't have too much going on in the dashboard or the cockpit in general, and is essentially a car that you can just focus on driving in. Moving on to the interior, now this is where I'm actually a really big fan. So again, for starters, we all know it's a stick shift car. I've said this a billion times because of how excited I am about it. But the design is very minimal. It's very straight to the point. Of course, there are not too many buttons. I do like the fact that like everyone's going touchscreen now, so that's something that we're going to be seeing in the 400Z. Again, that was a feature that was not in the 370Z. So again, a bit of an upgrade on the predecessor, of course. And that minimalism is really what makes the car for me. Overall, whether it be the interior, exterior, and that's also what makes it so much better than the Supra, with all its million different vents on the front end and intakes and all of that. Let me know what you guys think of all three of these vehicles. Again, this is a car that I'm really excited about and I actually might purchase within the next couple of years. Again, if you guys are as excited as I am, definitely like this video and I'll catch you guys next time.